11:08 a.m. We're in the Golden Court Community Room for a quarterly meeting with annual plan of the Hadley Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. I would like a motion to open up the meeting for the annual plan.
I'll make the motion, we open up the meeting.
Here, read this, read this.
Where are you?
Oh, wait a minute.
No, you're not on that.
No, I am on this page. You got it?
Where are you?
Here, just read this. Yeah, first one.
Motion to open the fiscal year 2027 annual plan public hearing. I move that the Hadley Housing Authority Board of Commissioners open the fiscal year 2027 annual plan public hearing as July posted for the purpose of receiving public comment and reviewing the proposed fiscal year 2026 annual plan.
Because he's making a motion.
I second that motion.
Excellent. So Victoria seconds. Now we have a vote. Sue?
Yes.
Rich? Yes, I'm a yes. Victoria?
Yes.
Wonderful. You may proceed. Pamela?
Okay, so your first page is the annual plan for, as a refresher, is a combination of key documents from the Housing Authority that upload automatically into a template. It includes our budget for the fiscal year 25 and policies, all kinds of information are in the annual plan. It's been posted for 45 days on the website and in the community room. Also included in the packet is a 5-year plan, which is the most pertinent one usually for the board and for the tenants. So that is that first page you have here, active and proposed projects.
Yeah.
So
This is
each
the
year,
part that
we
we care about.
receive, in addition to the subsidy for our budget, we receive funds for capital spending from the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities. And it's typically for Hadley, it ranges between $90,000 and $110,000. It's not a lot of money in today's standards. But you pool that money over 5 years, and then we apply for additional grants from EOHLC as well as other sources as often as we can. For example, during COVID, we had ARPA money that came through the federal government, and they had targeted money as well. So we recently, it's been probably 2 years now, right, Reese? We got all new windows in the community room, and that was thanks to not only the Executive Office of Housing, but the good people of the town of Hadley.
Summer of 2023, 3 years, can you
3 years
believe
ago.
it?
Oh goodness,
Oh, my
right.
Lord.
CPA money, so that
Yeah.
was a big project, and we're embarking on another project that's a little delayed, but also it has EOHLC money and money from the CPA for the town of Hadley for our back doors. We were hoping to do back and front doors, but whole costs have increased, so we're gonna have to break it up. So that said, you can see that there are projects still listed on here that are, you can see the top two. Does everyone have this active and proposed
Yes.
projects?
Thank you.
So you'll see the project number, that's called a fish number. When it has a project number, that means it actively has the money assigned to it. And that's what we're showing you today. We have proposed projects in the next pages that are fiscal year 27, 28, and 29. You'll see that
It
those
stands for
don't
something, just
have
right
project
fish up
numbers
there.
next to them, and that means they don't have the money earmarked for it just yet, but we'll get there. The other thing I want you to look at is the project title. The ARPA is again, the money that we received during COVID. These projects are long overdue, but they are in the works. And that was a special bank of money that we applied for and got additional funds for. And then the VUI that's a vacant unit initiative. That was another bank of money that the Housing Authority applied for through EOHLC. which gave us additional funds above and beyond our normal yearly allotment. These ones are pretty much ongoing projects. Added this year is the Fire Avert Safety Device. This is one of those things that kind of highlight the good reason to go to a conference. And in addition to learning, we take sessions and learn new information from HUD or EOHLC, new regulations or how to deal with different issues. There's lots of vendors that come and they'll show you all their nice gadgets that they have, and this gadget's pretty good. We already have pucks on the stove vent hoods. There's 2 pucks in each stove. Those just contain that fire suppressant powder. So, and they're heat activated. If the stove gets too hot, they'll release that fluid. That's not fluid. It's a powder, and that helps put out the fire. So we have those. This is second phase 2. It's supposed to work better, but I like that it's going to work in combination. So what this device does is it actually is, Rich, you were plumbing, but this is electrical, so never mind. But it's a device that goes in between the 220 plug from the range to the 220 in the outlet. And so that device has a hearing mechanism in it. That as second it hears a fire alarm go off, it cuts the power to the stove.
Wow.
And then that is also supposed to help put out a fire quickly because now you've stopped the source of the heat. So it's a twofold now way of stopping the fire.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and in public housing or in housing, you're most, you have electrical fires, you have stove fires, and you have unfortunately fires from smoking or candles. Yes, sir.
How often do they have to be checked? Twice a year, once a year?
The device is once a year at inspection.
Once a year?
Yeah, so we check everything, we check, even though we're now, so, Golden Court does have, an upgraded fire alarm system that was done probably 10, 12 years ago. So they're all hardwired devices, but we do also have some 10-year lithium battery backup devices as well. So those, you have that system that's new, that's checked twice a year. And then the fire suppressant systems, we just make sure they're there and still intact. And then these will be checked as well. So that's a really good thing that we've added. And you can see it's really not that costly. And for our folks that live here, you know that we often get calls for burnt toast or burnt items on the stove. So it's a handy little device.
I have a question. So it's only for Golden Court, though?
No, it's for the, it should be for Berkway as well.
Okay, because it says just Golden Court.
Yeah, I can have him correct that.
Now, who's gonna inspect this for the,
The fire, we would have the people
Or-
that do our fire fire
do you have
alarms.
to have Encore or anything to do it?
Yes, yep, it's an outside.
So that's gonna be a
company.
charge every time they come out?
Well, they have to come out twice a year anyways. So when they come out, they check the fire alarm system, they check the battery, fire alarms for us, and now they'll
Okay.
check that too. You're right, it may be an increased cost a little bit,
But it won't be an extra trip. It'll be during their, so it'll be less expensive. Yeah.
hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we do have, some more tree removal, and that's of massive trees and arms and things of that nature. The proposed projects are still some vacant units. We are moving through Berkway. Berkway is very, worn.
I was going to say that. It's
Yeah,
worn out.
You raise families there, people are there for very long-term with families, nothing against children, at all, but, families take a toll on the building. So
Mm-hmm.
as people are leaving, we are having to do cabinets and floors and.
Doors and
doors-
windows.
doors and
Walls.
windows too are coming in,
Like
so.
individual renovations, basically.
Yes, yeah, so, and it's quite significant. So we have projects for those. The second, or phase 3, phase 2 for front door, we're gonna have to break the front doors up into 2 separate phases. And you'll see 27 and 28, and you'll see an estimated cost of 181.5, which is significant.
It is.
And that was a very, when we went to the town hall, the town meeting for the CPA vote for the rear doors, folks were astonished, as was the housing authority, at the cost of the individual doors. But it's when you get into prevailing wage and architects and all kinds of.
Procurement rules.
Yep, it's just the cost goes through. The front doors are also going to be more expensive because not only is it the front door, but it's that side window that's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So we're taking that out, and it's gonna be a nice door with a side light, and it going to be very pretty, and window in the door, front door too.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but do we know what color these doors are? That was like, I don't know why people care, but the color, what color? You prevailed for black doors.
I did. It'll be classic with the brick and the white trim. When we did the white windows and we put the wainscoting underneath,
Mm-hmm.
it's very sharp, and then the black is very pretty. We could go with a green, maybe a dark green. So it's not set in stone, but.
Well, because they haven't fabricated the front doors yet, right?
Correct,
Okay, but they have fabricated the back doors.
correct. Yeah, the back doors are black. I believe they have, yeah.
Green would be pretty.
I'd go for brick. You know, brick color.
Yeah.
Yeah, that color.
And I go
that's
for a
pretty.
deep gray, almost the darkest gray that's in our brick.
Millennial gray.
Our
Well, look
interior
at the brick,
decorator
and there's
has
gray in it.
chosen.
Everything
Take
is
the
gray.
darkest part of the gray and put it
I'm
over
sure
the
they'll be
Everything
gorgeous.
is gray these days.
They're
dark.
gonna
No, I
be
mean a more
gorgeous.
deep, rich gray, almost
Yeah.
a black.
It's the new tan.
It's,
That's
it'll be
true.
gorgeous, Pamela.
Something that pops though, a little bit of vibrance.
I don't know what about you.
Neon orange.
Why don't you just put all different colors in?
Like San Francisco.
I live in the
Wait, what?
orange door
I
apartment.
missed that.
Yeah.
What was he thinking?
Well,
Yeah,
we're actually-
multicolored doors.
Oh, yeah.
A different one for every
Tenants
apartment.
about
One
that
apartment
in
gets
another
black, the next
development where
apartment
they
gets
have
white,
different-
next
That'd be more
It's
expensive
a
though.
painting project. So
Yeah.
some tenants are talking about, well, we could do this building beige and this
think
one
that's cool.
gray.
Highlighter
this one-
orange.
Yeah, instead of saying building
No.
number 5, say building number 10.
Yeah.
Pops in the dark.
Pops in the dark, yeah. Fluorescent. Okay.
So this is the 5-year plan. Does anybody have any questions for me on that?
Oh, let's see. I remember. Oh, wait a minute. Years 4 and 5, we haven't gotten to that. That's the next page.
Yeah.
Actually, can I ask a serious question about the
Yeah.
door colors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a difference in price between them?
No,
Sometimes
not
there is.
typically.
Okay.
No, because we are getting fiberglass doors that come painted,
Got it.
Yeah.
so.
But they don't charge.
No.
Per color, yeah.
Yeah.
They charged enough just for the admission.
I hang out a lot in Home Depot. I've seen some things.
Yeah.
It's worth
Well, we
asking.
were kind of hoping we would get the Home Depot price, and holy cow, we did not.
No.
No. it's
Better
like
or
four-
worse?
Oh, worse, it's like 4 or 5 times the amount.
Really?
Didn't it come up to like $10,000?
It was horrible.
It's outrageous.
Yeah.
$10,000 more.
I think it was it was 8,000 something
Yeah.
per door
Wait, what?
because, and I'll explain this to you when we go have coffee, okay?
Okay.
About procurement and state rates, prevailing wage, all this kind of stuff. Just like Pamela said, will increase the cost beyond Home Depot cost 5 times. And yes, it will. You'll get used to it.
I'm just coming off the ethics module.
I know.
Like,
That's right, that's
I
right.
think I might need to contact someone afterwards.
Okay,
No,
so,
so we're bound by ethics to follow the rule. That's
Right.
the rule, so it is.
That is-
so it's-
Yeah.
Because we are a governmental agency, we do have to follow state procurement.
There are specific folks who you deal with who you can procure it from, and that's about it.
yeah.
Well, it is, when we do project through E EOHLC or through, even when we go out to bid, we have to follow Mass General Law 30. So it is, we do have to follow.
Put
No,
your
I
paper
was-
down
So
so I
when
can
we do
see her
lower,
mouth.
lower end projects and something under $10,000, the housing authority has more control. We do,
Okay.
we do good, best practices of, you know, getting 3 quotes and making
Got it.
sure that, so we have a little more control, but anything over $100,000, we are absolutely
Locked in.
following, we have to follow those laws. And that is something that the housing authorities have kind of brought to the attention of the governor's office, is that, we are bound by state procurement laws, whereas another facility, say, you know, a private, for-profit landlord who does also get subsidy monies, not from the OHLC, but from HUD, they don't have to follow those same procurement rules, because they're not a government agency,
Well,
but we do.
I could I would assume that most of what we do is, you know, governed by statute, but, it sounds like we're, once you reach a certain, price, I don't have the language right now, but, you're kind of, you have to work with certain people.
Well, they have,
Or
they
it
do go
costs
out
a
to
certain
bid,
amount.
and then the people that bid have to be bonded and insured, and they have
Got
to
it.
have certain licenses and things like that, so they have to qualify.
Got it.
Lots of contractors, and we're always actively looking for contractors and architects to put their name forward. We usually are bound by the lowest bid. So it's still all of it, they still all have to have the same scope of service and bid for the same thing, but it's the lowest bidder unless there's a reason that the housing authority says, we're not gonna go with this bidder for this particular reason. You know, past practice with that
Yes.
dealer or with
Fascinating.
that vendor contractor.
That
But
is
that rarely happens.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Are we done with those first 2 pages?
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, so the last page,
Yep, so those ones are just, those are placeholders. Again, the driveway and parking, we're trying to get that completed. Kitchen countertop replacements in, certain units. Some of our units have really great cabinets still, but that we are moving towards solid surface. We don't want the Formica in there. So, yeah, there's a couple of different, I honestly don't know why the driveway and parking lot and asphalt phase 1 is 2 separate things.
yeah.
But
Is there any looking at replacing the flooring in those old Golden Court apartments that still have the 1962 vinyl in there?
oh, we pull that up at regular turnover.
Okay,
We are doing that at regular, because there's not much
Wonderful.
of it at all. There's a strip in the kitchen and in the bathroom. We do replace those at turnover.
okay, wonderful. Any more questions, anyone, on the annual plan?
No.
Is there anything more, Pamela, that we should be looking at?
No, I think that's it. Everything else that's in the annual plan is things, again, you know, policies and budgets and items that over the year.
Yeah, they're
board
the
had already
same
passed.
always, yeah. Any other questions, folks? Board folks? No? All right. Then, Rich,
We did the first one?
now
The
just
second
do
one?
the second one, yeah.
Oh, motion to approve the fiscal year 2020.
Nope, we have to,
Where?
oh, wait a minute.
Oh, right there.
That's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. Okay, go ahead.
I move that the Hadley Housing Authority Board of Commissioners approve the fiscal year 2027 annual plan as presented.
I second that.
All right, then I'll call for the vote. Sue?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm yes?
Yes.
Victoria, so motion carries 4-0. God, I love saying that. Okay.
Okay.
And then,
The
Rich,
last
can you
one?
read that last one? Yeah.
Okay. Motion to close the fiscal year 2027 annual plan public hearing to open the quarterly, oh no, that's okay.
And open
That
the
was
quarterly
another-
meeting, yeah.
I move that the Hadley Housing Authority Board of Commissioners close the fiscal year 2027 annual plan public hearing and immediately convene the quarterly meeting of the Hadley Housing Authority Board of Commissioners as duly posted.
I second that motion.
Wonderful. Then I will call for the vote. Sue?
Yes.
Rich?
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Aye.
Excellent. So, the annual plan meeting is closed. And we will now open the quarterly meeting. The first item on the agenda is to adopt or any changes. So let me check my notes real quick. I have one change, and that is to move welcoming our new commissioner to the beginning of this quarterly meeting rather than at the end. Is that all right with everyone?
Sure.
Then I would like to formally welcome Victoria Stankiewicz as our new board member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Aye. Glad to be here.
And the next question is, are there any topics not reasonably anticipated 48 hours in advance of this meeting? Does anyone have anything?
The housing authority has none.
Wonderful. All right then. Our first item is approval of minutes. So the first minutes we'll be looking at just a second, Victoria, let me squeeze over there. Okay, are from April 28th, 2026. Can I get a motion?
I move to accept the Hadley Housing Authority minutes from April 28, 2026.
Okay, can I get a second?
I second.
Sue seconds. And now I'm calling for discussion. Does anyone have any comments on the minutes, any additions, corrections, deletions?
The only thing I see is the next meeting was July 21st instead of 28th.
Yeah, but at the time these these minutes were taken, it was scheduled for the 28th.
But it's been changed, so.
Yeah, but yeah, there's no correction for the actual minutes though.
I guess number 8, I'd like a little more clarification on the vacancies are being incorporated into renovation projects. A little more clarity on.
But this is just a correction
Oh,
to
I
the minutes,
understand
but if
that,
you
but
have that for an item
for a
for
few-
future.
sure.
Absolutely, we will. So write that down,
Okay.
okay? Are there anything on these actual minutes that needs to be corrected?
Just the date of the meeting, because we changed it, so it has to.
But no, at the time of the meeting, and the
Okay.
minutes were taken,
That's what.
it
okay.
was scheduled for the 28th, but that's been changed. So
We don't have to say that today.
yeah,
okay.
there's nothing to correct as far as that on these minutes. I only have one, and that is on number 5, the last sentence. We have a finance subcommittee, not a committee. A committee is 3 or more people. We had a subcommittee, so I would just ask that sub-committee instead of just committee. And that's the only correction I have. And you cannot vote on this because you did not attend this meeting. Okay.
Is it
So you
possible
just
for me to
abstain.
use the restroom really quickly?
Yes, we can take a short break.
If that's all right?
Yeah, please. So is it all right with everyone? We take a short break?
Sure.
Okay. So our break is over, and we will continue with asking for a motion to approve the minutes.
Read that again.
Wait a minute, did we already do that?
Yeah,
Motion and second, you just need.
it's already been seconded.
Oh, so then I'll call for the vote. Sue?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm a yes, and Victoria abstains, correct? All right, so it's 3 with 1 abstention. So we're looking for another motion. Want to go ahead and read that second one for the minutes of, I think it's May 18th, if I'm remembering right.
I, Rich Whitcuss, move to accept the Hadley Housing Authority minute from May 19th,
May 19th.
2026.
Yeah. Second, Sue?
I second.
All right, and then I'll open for discussion. Any comments, anyone? Any corrections, additions, deletions, etc.?
No.
Nope.
I only have one at the top under location. It says not specified. We're in the Golden Court Community Room, so that needs to be corrected. That's where we were on May 19th. And I have nothing else. I mean, everything else is perfect. I would like to say that this minute format is very nice. It's easy to read, etc. It's very nice.
Pam researched what other housing authorities
Mhm.
have done, and she's been perfecting it.
It's
So-
very nice, great. All right, if there's no further discussion, I'll call for the vote. Sue?
Yes.
Rich? I'm a yes, and
Yes.
Victoria's abstaining. Oh, because we're on the second.
I
You
thought
did-
we were closing these out.
We are on the second set of minutes, and you were also not at that meeting, so you
Oh.
are going to abstain.
No say.
Okay, so it's 3 to 1 with 1 abstention, and we'll move on to the Executive Director report for financials. First up is warrant reports. Pamela?
That's your treasurer, Rich. Let's see. Who's going to give the motions?
Well, we could go ahead and make the motion first, and then you could wait till, okay. So can I get a motion to approve the warrant report for, anyway, it'll be part of the motion. You want to read that, Rich?
Yep. I, Rich Whitcuss, move that the warrant report with the invoices presented dated May 1st, 2026 to May 31st, 2026 for $35,191.19 be approved.
And Sue, can I get a second?
I second.
All right, then I'll open up for a presentation. Pamela, do you want to present the warrant report?
It's just your bills for the month. Does anybody have any questions?
Okay, so I just say that the warrant report for 5/1 to 5/31/2026 is attached by, with invoices relative to the warrant report. So, let's see. I had something marked here. So does anybody have any questions about the warrant report or the attached invoices?
And I'll just say that the attached invoices are per request of the last meeting, since we've been kind of going back and forth about different invoices. So the agreement from the board was that they wanted to see one month's worth of invoices.
Exactly. So we do not have attached invoices for the warrant report for the next month for June. We don't have attached invoices for that. So does anyone have any question about any of the invoices attached for the month of May warrant report?
No.
Sue? Rich?
No.
All right, so I am going to ask, though, Pamela, that for the management agreement invoice, that you go through it with us so that we can have everyone's questions put to rest. And it will also help teach Victoria about, what's going on with this.
So this is the standard management agreement invoice that we've been doing for 5 years. The first part is the management fee per contract. That's directly from your management agreement contract. Each year it goes up. It is a figure that is calculated with an executive office, EOHLC formula.
Just look at mine.
That breaks down roughly from what the executive director's salary would be if you had an executive director times 1.5%. So it's standardized fee. The additional admin support is for the other office staff that are supporting the housing authority. When Hadley had its own staff, you had a 17-hour-a-week executive director and a 6-hour-a-week clerk. So now you have a staff accountant, you have an administrative coordinator, you have a director of facilities, you have the executive director, you have an applications clerk, you have property management fee, so that helps cover that. The maintenance contract cost, so maintenance is not included in the management agreement, it's a billable amount. I am working with our fee accountant, the Hadley Housing Authority and Amherst Housing Authority fee accountant to come up with a management or a maintenance contract, so that can be a set amount as well. And then the maintenance materials and supplies, or when we do a work order and we need a widget, a toilet, anything, it gets billed, and it is billed to the Amherst Housing Authority. That is a bill back. We're working to get away from having to do that at all by purchasing only with Hadley Housing Authority debit card. We are running into an ongoing issue with the bank. It's just taking forever. And then these fees, the Verizon Connect, which is the GPS in the vehicle, the Sky Kit, Haragus is IT support, and OD answering service is our 24/7 answering service for work orders and emergencies. Those are bundled together with Amherst and Belchertown, so you're actually getting a better cost of those services because we bundle together, so we break those back. There was the Sky Kit license, that's a yearly fee that was unfortunately billed to Amherst. And then 2 items off of our Lowe's. I'm not sure why I didn't go over to material and supplies, but those are for 2 specific items. And then postage and printing, we were printing bills and documents to tenants from the postal machine in Amherst.
Yeah. They do a lot of work. The staff does almost everything at the Amherst office, so they're not going to run off over here and use our postage meter to mail stuff. That's what that is. So
Postage is outrageous, it's like 78 cents now.
it's terrible.
It's real, just for a regular person.
It's awful.
Yeah, I'm shocked every time I look at it, I'm like,
I stopped keeping track.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but by law, we still have to, or housing authorities still have to paper mail, right? Letters to applicants, et cetera.
Well, no, it depends, because
It depends.
some people will say just that. So they
Okay.
get to choose that in CHAMP.
Okay.
They get to choose that in CHAMP.
I'll explain what CHAMP is later. Okay. So, thank you for going through that kind of itemized.
Thank you. It's very impressive, 24-hour answering service.
Yeah, we got
That's
it because of
great.
emergencies, yeah, yeah.
And they're a great company. I've used multiple, this is probably the third answering service that we've used over the years. You know, in the beginning years too, it was, I just answered the phone in the middle of the night and called the maintenance guy. But, those days are long gone. And, but OD answering service, they have at least 100 different housing authorities. So they really, we're getting to, our contractors more and more are working with us to take on more responsibility and streamline processes. So what they just worked on with Pam and I over, probably the last 2 or 3 months, is they took over the answering service, for the work orders too.
Oh, good.
So now the tenants can, the tenants email or, call them. We do have text messaging, but we're getting OD up on text messaging. That sounds awful low, doesn't it?
Yes.
It always makes me nervous.
Fighter jet.
They're not only are they taking the work order from the tenant, they're actually putting it into our software system, EHA network, and then they are then dispatching it to our on-call maintenance guy. So it's quick and
It's great.
And while we might have, you know, we always had a system during the day that it would come in, an emergency would go to Pam, but if Pam was on the other line, it went over to John, and then it would ring over to me, which is, you know, that all kind of delays it. And, you know, when they've got 20 people sitting in the room doing this, so it's just, and they're really affordable. So I can't
And,
say enough.
and they're nice people too,
Yeah.
like meeting them at the conference, they're just really nice
They're
people.
very nice people.
They are.
Don't think I've ever had a complaint from a tenant either, that they're short or rude or so.
Just really
Yeah,
nice.
It's a great, they're a great company.
That's great.
All right. So, does anyone have anything more about the warrant report that we just went over? Because I will call for the vote. That would be the warrant report dated May 1st to May 31st. Anybody else have any questions?
No questions.
Pamela?
So does this take care of the issue with the invoices, and then so we don't have to worry about invoices for going forward?
Unless there's, you know, a question, I can't promise forever. I don't think any, the board
We
can.
specifically took a vote that said you wanted the management agreement every month, and then we had another discussion, and then it went to, that we were gonna review this.
For this month. So
Right.
we'd have to put it maybe for an item for future discussion? If it, because can we do that now? I mean, I think,
You did it last, when you voted to take the management agreement, so I don't.
well, we were discussing it. I think that it's the board's prerogative to request to see an invoice if they want to.
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh,
What
go
I'm
ahead.
saying is there was the board vote that you specifically wanted to see the management agreement every single month.
The invoice.
The invoice, right. And
Yeah.
then I pushed back and said, why would it just be the management agreement when there are other invoices also, because it gives the implication to anybody that's viewing this, that that housing authority is overcharging or doing something wrong on that one invoice.
I think I don't know, we'll take a vote. I think that, I don't have any questions about the invoice, but this is the time, if anyone else does have a question about any invoices,
I don't think we ever have.
yeah.
I
So-
don't think we
I
need it.
guess,
Thank you.
We said we do it for a month. And
Well, that's what we agreed to. If there is ever a question comes up, then we will ask again to see a specific invoice.
Correct.
Right.
I guess I just answered my own question in my head. I was like, these fish numbers, the prices don't add up, but I realized this is by month, that's by year.
a totally different thing. Yeah, yeah.
Well, no, I'm seeing,
No, I understand
it's
it, yeah.
just payments along the way.
Yeah.
We have
Yep.
we end up making.
Broken
Yeah.
down versus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think I can call for the vote. Anybody, Sue,
Yes.
Rich?
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Yes.
And yes, all right. So it's 4-0. We can move along to the warrant report for June 1st to June 30th.
All right, ready?
And you want to read the,
Yeah. I, Rich Whitcutt, move that the warrant report dated June 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2026 for $29,968.47 be approved.
can I get a second?
I'll
Sue?
second.
All right, then I'll open it for presentation. Pamela?
So this one, you have just the bills from June the 1st to the 30th, much less, because May was a big month. So just your normal, everyday bills. You'll see Victoria McWright and Associates, that's another contractor that we use, that does inspections of the units that we're required to do.
What was it?
Rental inspections, so they rent, they check the units to make sure that the housing authority is in compliance with state sanitary codes and that they're well maintained, everything's working, and then also that the tenants are in compliance with, usually what we're looking at is for housekeeping issues or for locked egress issues. But it's an inspection that covers both.
Awesome.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions or comments for the warrant report 6/1 to 6/30, 2026?
No questions.
I have nothing. Victoria?
Where should I be looking?
Go all the way back to the next
Oh, to the
pink
next
tab.
pink tab.
Just
Got
pull
it.
the next pink tab, yeah. And then,
Got it.
yeah,
Okay.
there you go. And
There we
so
go.
that's the warrant report for June.
Cool.
Do you have any questions?
No.
So those invoices are not related to the June's warrant report. We have no invoices for June.
Oh, okay.
That was
So
just for
these
May.
don't-
No, they don't,
Got it.
they're
Reflect
not
this.
attached. So that's just a warrant report with no invoices.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to call for the vote. Sue?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Yes.
And Victoria's a yes. That's 4-0. So we move on to the quarterlies. Can I get a motion, Rich?
Sure. I, Rich Whitcutt, move. Where am I? Move to accept, no, we didn't do that.
It's right here, the quarterlies where it says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I, Rich Whitcutt, move to accept the quarterly report for program 400-1 for quarter ending 6/30/2026.
Can I get a second?
I second that.
And so I'll call for discussion. Oh, wait a minute, we haven't even done the treasurer's report. We're gonna back up. The treasurer's report's not a votable item. Rich, you're the treasurer. It's right after that June, so back that way a little bit, like in front of this, that tab. Yeah.
This one here?
Yeah. Oh, well, it should be, but whatever.
You
No,
can-
that's not, is that? No,
Okay.
that's the quarterly. We're looking for the treasurer's report.
Get it, see it, anyway.
The treasurer's report is this tab, so try that second. Is there a second tab there? I don't know. No, it looks like this.
Well, why don't you read it? I can't. find
Okay,
it.
I'm going to do it then. The treasurer's report for June 30th, 2026 is what's next on the agenda. And I always call attention to the very next page, which is the monthly income and expenses. And as of 6/30/2026, lower right corner, our estimated reserves have increased to 72%. That's quite a bit higher than they were 66% last time. So thank you, Pamela, for doing that. Okay, that's not a votable item. So now we'll do the quarterly report. We've already had the motion and the second.
Second that?
Yeah, you seconded it. And so the quarterly report is the very next pink tab. There you go. And we've already had the motion open for discussion. Is there anything you want to tell us about this, Pamela?
Just that we're in really good shape. Again, as you said, the ending reserves is 72% on this one, for the 400-1. I would like to point out part of it too, which we need to vote on, is the MOD.
Yes.
The modernization report. So Victoria, you were actually just asking a good question when you were looking at the warrant report. You saw monthly expenses or going to a fish amount. So on this report, this tells you on one column the total amount of the project, and then it tells you how much we used. So this keeps it accurate. The other thing that's good to know is that these funds don't sit in the Hadley Housing Authority bank account. They actually stay with EOHLC. When we incur a cost, we send a receipt to them, and then they send us money to pay just that amount. So then, and then we pay it. And then we have a pretty firm rule of we don't pay something unless they pay us first, because we don't want them to owe us money. That is-
Yeah.
Is it like a form of escrow?
It's just, it's, I guess kind of, yeah, you could think that it was an escrow, but it's in the, executive office's bank accounts. They're earning the interest on it all these
Ooh.
years now.
Fancy.
And then they just release the funds to us when we actually use them. So, but you'll get this report every quarter to show you what we're spending, in addition to the warrant report.
Okay. So we've already done the motion for the quarterly report, so I need to call for the vote for that if there are no further questions or discussion to be had. Sue, you okay?
Yeah.
You're a yes?
Yes.
Yes, Rich is a yes, I'm a yes.
Can we take a second just?
You
to look at
betcha.
this? I'm sorry, I just got your foot.
That's you're looking at the modernization, that's the next agenda
Oh, okay.
item, calling for a vote. Right now, we're on the quarterly. Let's get through that.
Where is the quarterly piece?
It's before, it's actually kind of part of the whole thing, but
Oh, I see.
yeah. So it goes on for,
It's this first page here.
Oh.
So it's really showing you what the budgeted was, what we've used to date, and then what's available for the remaining year.
yeah.
But
Where's
then down at
this?
the bottom too are some sheet notes that our
That
fee
is on
accountant
the
gives in.
treasurer's report, which is not a votable item, lower right-hand corner. Yeah, and it shows our reserves. I'll explain reserves
Okay.
later when I.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for your patience, guys.
Hey, we were all there. We were all where you are today. All right, I'm gonna call for the vote. Sue?
Yes.
Rich?
Yes.
I'm a yes,
Yes.
and yes. All right, a motion carries 4-0. Quarterly report is approved. And now, Victoria, you asked if you could make the next motion. So you just say aye and then your name and There you
I,
go.
Victoria Stankwitz, move to accept the quarterly consolidated cost modernization report for the quarter ending June 30th,
It's supposed to be 2026.
year 23.
2026,
In
yeah.
the quarter ending June 30th, 2026.
Excellent.
I
Okay.
second.
And Sue seconds. I'll open for discussion. Did you all find the quarterly consolidated modernization? It's, okay. So is there anything you'd like to take us through, Pamela?
On the quarterly modernization, nope,
Yeah.
just
Pro forma?
reiterate what I had just said to
Yeah,
Victoria.
right. All right, if there's no, is there any further discussion? Do you have any questions, anyone?
I have nothing.
All right. So moving right along, Sue, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm a yes?
Yes.
Yes. All right, motion carries 4-0. And get back to my agenda item. So now it's the property management unit vacancy report. Pamela?
So we're still holding tight, we have 3 vacancies at Golden Court and 4 at Burkway. We have, the Burkway ones are again all being folded into vacant unit money, as they need, a lot of renovation. We do have the 1 unit over there that I'm working with a current tenant to move them over and getting pushback, but the current tenant does need to move over because of certain issues.
Yeah,
It's either the size of the unit or the type of the unit,
Yeah.
that they're not qualified to be in the unit they're in anymore. And that's kind of what's been going on over at Burkway too, that's why we have so many vacancies over there too, is that we've been cleaning house as far as lease violations, overdue rent, and unit size, people in units that are way too big for them.
all right.
So we're working through it.
Are
It's a
we
process.
gonna, what about the Golden Court, okay, so Burkway is gonna be like rehabs, right? Those
Yes.
4 units are basically rehab units.
Mhm.
And then Golden Court, we've got 3 vacancies. Where are we on getting new people?
Right, that's what we're working on, getting the new people now.
Yay-hoo.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going through some renovations too, some of them are getting cabinets. We are, just got diverted a little bit with a reasonable accommodation that we're taking care of. That was much needed, so that takes a little bit of extra time too.
Yeah,
But hopefully that'll look different soon, because.
yeah. Okay, so the next item, but that's not votable, so we can move on to the next item is the tenant account receivables. Now, we haven't had a TAR, tenants account receivables, for months and months. Is there any update on the software glitch?
Yes, our fee accountant is convinced that the software is not gonna provide the correct, chart. So he is actually working on a work paper that he
Okay.
is going to be submitting to the board that gives us chart, so it'll be accurate.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And E EOHLC is aware of this problem.
Well, not everybody looks at chart, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
not an EOHLC problem, that's day-to-day management.
Day-to-day man, okay. Okay, so the next item is facilities.
May I ask?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
What, there's a glitch?
A software glitch in the program that was being used isn't giving us an accurate idea of tenants' account receivables, which is tenants that haven't paid their rent or have entered into payment agreements, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so it's kind of a deep in issue, so
Yeah.
it's, so TAR is tenant's account receivable. The tenant ledgers themselves are correct, as are repayment ledgers and then fraud repayment ledgers. So fraud is, that's the term that EOHLC gives it, community legal aid doesn't like that term. And it's not always applicable, but it's a strong word, but that's the word that we use. And it's usually unreported income that will then raise the rent in retrospect. and then they owe money because of that. But so there is somewhere way in the programming in the back, when you're pulling a report, it's mixing, dollar amounts that, from tenants that already paid the fraud, or the repayment agreements or their rent with, and also tenants that vacated. So there's that's where the glitch is. So then it was giving us a wrong dollar amount. So, yeah, it's,
And our fee account wants to be accurate.
well, right, and that's one of the reasons, so where it comes in with EOHLC, I actually was not reporting our TAR, we had to report that quarterly to EOHLC. I was not reporting that every quarter because it wasn't accurate, so I wasn't gonna report inaccurate numbers. Now, we're gonna get an audit finding for it, but I'm sorry, I don't, I have to click a button that says, under the pains and perjury, I attest this is true, and if it's not true, I'm not hitting submit,
Exactly.
so.
But we'll
it's a
eventually get
double-edged
it.
sword. Yeah, we'll get it,
Yeah,
Sounds
Yeah.
complicated.
it is.
yeah.
Frustrating.
And our fee accountant just took over, probably now 8 or 9 months ago we had Gary Pace, who's still working in the background, but he's retiring. And he has a new fee accountant that's coming in for us, Michael Kane. He, has been doing all kinds of deep dives and programming, and he's making, financials, bigger so you can actually see them better. And so he's doing a lot of work to make it his own, and where he's understanding, we're understanding, finding corrections along the way. So it's been a process.
Yeah.
It's been a process.
Okay, now let's move on to facilities, the capital report memo update. Campbell?
So this is from our Director of Facilities, John Williams, and as you see, the rear doors, there is a pod in the back that has supplies in it, which is oh so distressing. This is taking much longer than it's supposed to. Part of the procurement and our contracts there are definitely timelines, and we're beyond those timelines, not the housing authority, but the contractors. But the holdup is getting an asbestos tester. So there's very little bit of asbestos and glue around the doors. So everything is going to be partitioned off when they're taking out doors. It's all safely done. We went through this with the windows. Pardon me. But you need both a company to remove the asbestos, and then you need another company to ensure that it was done safely. And they're really having a hard time getting both of those lined up, so that is the holdup. And then the Burke Way is, so this is the same architect that has done our other units, and will be doing the other units. It has gone out to bid, and we hope to have, the bid will close on August 7th. And I believe that most of the board went through, of course not Victoria, but we can take her through here, through that unit, and it was really well done. It was beautifully done, so we have the same architect, and hopefully we'll get the same contractor, but it's up to whoever bids on it, so.
Yeah.
But it's very well done.
So, I do have a question. So the memo is dated 7/15, so this is the 21st. We haven't gotten an update from the contractor for the door project about coordination in the past week?
We have not. No, and John is on vacation this week.
Oh, okay. Good for him.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so the next item is work orders. That's not a votable item. Is there anything that anybody has any questions about? So as you can see, if you're over to work orders, they're divided up into categories of types of work orders. So there's inspection work orders, there's accommodation work orders, and that's like, you can see this one was installing a railing on the near the toilet for safety, and emergency work orders, And then there's like tenant generated, like having trouble with my mailbox key, that kind of thing. Amherst Housing Authority's very capable maintenance crew takes care of all of this. I have to say, I haven't heard one complaint out of maintenance, from tenants about maintenance there.
They always look at me.
That we love the maintenance guys. They're just polite, get in, get out, take care of it. Yeah. And then there's scheduled maintenance. Go ahead,
So
Pam.
we're keeping up pretty well, we do have, unfortunately, one of our maintenance men is on, hurt.
Oh,
So
no.
he's gonna be okay when he's out, so that makes things a little slower too. But the other guys are picking up
Well, I've not heard a word from anyone
Yeah.
that things are too slow.
Good.
Amherst Housing Authority's maintenance team does a bang-up job.
perfect, thank you, I'll tell them.
Yeah. Well, I think we give them kudos and praise almost every meeting. They're just really good.
Yeah.
All right. Sue, do you have any comment as a tenant?
No, I don't.
Okay, they're just great. All right. Okay, so the next item under board correspondence is management agreement discussion, and that is a votable item. So the last section, you see where you've got a tab that says commissioner discussion. Before it is the management services agreement. There you go. And I mean, I think I can just say this is like a boilerplate contract from the state. Management agreements are when usually a larger housing authority agrees to manage a smaller housing authority, and we are definitely a small housing authority. And it just, for many, many reasons, makes sense to enter into and continue with the management services agreement. As you can see, we get all kinds of benefits from when we were talking about the Amherst Housing Authority invoice for the management services. We get the benefit of an executive director, a full management team with all kinds of specialties and all kinds of specialized staff people who know their business kind of thing and can help folks. So the rest of us have seen, Sue, you were on the board the last time the management services agreement was discussed. You just come onto the board. And so you've been through this before. So this is boilerplate contract. There's no changes. There might be some financial changes, but it's the same as you've seen before, and Rich has been through this several times. And this year's the first year it goes to 5 years.
That's what we're proposing. You can,
Right.
you can do, we did, 2 1 year. I think we
Yeah, you did a 1 year and then
a 2 year.
But it
and
is
then
the terms
3.
3 year.
It was 1, 3, and 3, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And now it will be 5.
In Victoria, we also have a management agreement with the Belchertown Housing Authority, and they're on a 5-year, they've been on 5-year, they did one year because that was what EOHLC allowed, and then we've done 5 years.
Yeah.
Are they both under Amherst? We're
Well,
under Amherst.
They're
so
being
are they.
managed by Amherst Housing
Got it.
Authority.
So I
Yes.
started at the Belchertown Housing Authority, and then when I went to Amherst, I brought Belchertown with me, and then
Got it.
Hadley came the next year
Yeah.
Cool.
with their former ED
Yeah.
as well, so.
Executive director.
Yeah, our former, the gal that was the executive director here went to work for Amherst. And then we were managed by Amherst. Yeah.
Yeah.
So does anyone on the board have any questions about the management agreement for 5 years? Sue?
I have nothing.
No further discussion? This, like I said, this is the This is the contract that E EOHLC provides.
And can I just point out one thing?
Yeah,
So, I was talking about how the fee is, and again, this comes with the boilerplate, agreement too. So it's the calculating of the management fee is, so if you had your own executive director, you would be paying them $40,000 a year, and that is an unbenefited position.
yeah,
So that's actually one of the issues that housing authorities have started to realize. It's very hard to get someone in to do a job, when they get no benefits, they get sick time, that's what they get. So, and that's only because it's required by law, but that's all the calculations. The changes this year to this agreement too is that, so each subsequent year when, the budget guidelines come out, there may or may not be an increase in the executive director's salary. We don't always get one. But if they did, there's now, on the second page of it, is how we would increase the fee.
yeah,
So it would come to the board, we'd say, oh, there was a man, at budget time, we do our budgets for Hadley, and, we try to get them done by September, and there's a little delay in community, but, then this form would be filled out, the board
Would then
vote on
approve,
it,
yeah.
and then
And
the
we-
management fee would change.
and we've done that before when they've increased the
Yeah, it's
fee.
just this year they've changed.
They've
the
really,
rules,
yeah,
so-
the,
Which is good, because it just keeps everything very clear.
very clear and transparent, yeah. So you'll see it, it's this page, so that, you know, it can change depending on what E EOHLC lets executive directors make. So again, the management services agreement is between housing authorities. So we're contracting with Amherst Housing Authority to manage us, and then we get Pamela because Pamela is the executive director for Amherst Housing Authority. See how it works? So it's not a contract with Pamela, it's a contract with Amherst Housing Authority. So, any further discussion?
No, we just, no, I'm good with it.
Pamela, is there anything else you want to tell us about it? Because it looks pro forma to me.
Yeah, it's pretty standard at this, there's nothing new, no new surprises.
I'm just glad it's going to be
Except
for
your
5
salary.
years.
Except your salary.
My salary is blank, because when it goes to Amherst, they'll decide if they're gonna give me the full
Right.
$10,000.
See, we, yeah,
Right.
we have no control. I mean,
Yeah.
Pamela is Amherst Housing Authority's employee, not ours. We're just contracting.
Are you getting benefits at least?
Oh, so that was one of the advantages of, as Reese had said, we took the executive director from the Hadley Housing Authority and their part-time, they only had a part-time maintenance man as well.
Right.
And brought them to Amherst. Now, both have retired, but they came in, and the Belchertown staff as well came with me to Amherst, and this gave these folks full-time jobs
See?
and benefits. So
Yeah.
it was a win-win.
But
So
you are getting
everybody
benefits.
I do have one part-time employee in Amherst by choice that, mother's hours. But she's even at the full-time, or the part-time amount that she gets benefits
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
Fantastic.
when you do
Yeah.
get, and that's kind of why your figure two on the management agreement, when you see, the other costs, that includes fringe. So it's just
Yeah.
a portion of the fringe costs, which saves the housing authority money. When we took over, Hadley, they were in the red, and they
Yeah.
had been in the red for years, and it really was, it's not due to mismanagement by prior executive directors. It's just that a couple of executive directors ago, they made the decision to contract everything out, and as a small housing authority, that really ate into the budget.
They had to though, because we only had,
Well,
at the time, 16 hours of maintenance time.
Right, and as you see, I've got in our management plan proposals, and we too are doing outsourcing, but
Yeah.
we're doing it in a way that it's not costing additional money, it's
Right.
actually saving money.
Right.
Like we have, we use Nan McKay Associates down in, they're out of Kentucky, but Nan McKay is one of the biggest, educators and providers of housing choice vouchers, Section 8 vouchers, for housing authorities across the country. So they've been doing our recertifications for the federal program now for about 3.5 years. And I'm now in talks with them to do the state.
Oh, good, good,
recertifications.
good.
And they can do it quicker, faster, cheaper than
Thank you.
what we can do it.
Because they're experts at it.
Well, they
Yeah.
do need me to train them. the
Yeah,
state,
yeah, because
so I
it's
have to train them on the
it's
state
state
side.
aided, yeah.
Right, but it's gonna come back and it's gonna help us, and I
Yeah.
think it's gonna actually help other housing authorities in the Commonwealth, because talking with Ann McKay at the conference, there's a lot of other small housing authorities that can really use that help to stay on track and to get the recertifications done.
Yeah,
So
so,
then our property management people can now pay more attention to the needs of our tenants,
exactly.
above and beyond lease violations, just
Yeah.
other things that they.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Okay, in here, it says that the managing agent supplies us with resident services coordinator. Is there
Right.
any news there?
Yep, so that's going out for a request for proposal by the end of August. So that's where, so I'm hoping that we get an agency, West Mass Elder Care, some elder care, agency, ServiceNet, Behavioral Health Network that will provide
Stavros,
us with-
ServiceNet, there's so many,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know if Stavros does, I'm not sure, but where we're gonna actually get, a licensed social
Right.
worker or staff.
I will
and we
tell
should
you,
do it too.
Stavros just started a program particularly for people disabled, etc. It looks like they have a whole staff now to deal with, you know, elder disability issues. Yeah,
And we've talked about it on the board before, the way that EOHLC is changing the position of the RSC.
Yeah.
So the resident service coordinator position, where it's, before they were kind of a liaison between the housing authority and, the tenant. Now, it's really is more tenant forward facing.
yeah,
But there's a lot of shackles on it, and
Yeah.
that makes it very difficult for a housing authority staff member. It puts them in a very.
it's a double
odd
bind
position.
almost, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't work well, but, so there's a lot of, the housing authorities that are going this route, where we're just gonna outsource it.
Contract it,
We're not-
yeah.
We're not having a in-house staff person, so, and again, Amherst has the funds for two.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hoping we get some really good,
Oh, that's gonna be wonderful.
yeah. Well, a lot of people didn't use the ones that we had in the past, so.
Some did, but
But that could have been also too because of the decision that it was a housing authority employee. So it might change.
exactly, I think it's gonna be a lot better. When I saw how E EOHLC was changing, in a way, the job description, and how the resident services coordinator position interfaced between the housing authority and the tenants, I'm like, this isn't gonna fly.
Yeah, right.
So I am very happy that you're looking at outsourcing it to agencies that know how to deal.
Right.
And are already hooked in to service providers,
Right.
social safety net stuff in the community. It's
Right.
excellent. Okay. So where are we? So it's time to call for the vote, folks. Is there any further questions or discussions about the management services agreement?
No,
Sue?
no questions.
No,
I
Sue?
vote yes.
Yes? Rich?
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Just want to say thank you and yes.
I know, it's like every meeting we say thank you to Pamela and her staff, because we really are in much better shape now.
So then I need your signatures, and I think
Yes.
if we get 3 signatures, there'll be and Rich, if you can attest, they're used to seeing your name there too. So 1 for Amherst, 1 for Hadley, and 1 for EOHLC.
Thank you all. That was
Sign all of them.
Well, I think it's, the only people that have to sign it
But
is
you.
me, so, at this juncture.
Well, and the attest, underneath it says attest.
Oh, okay,
I'll witness.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, no problem.
Well, let's let Rich, because they know Rich's signature
Oh,
and
no,
there
no,
won't be
I
any
I'm
questions.
not
meant that in the,
Oh, okay.
I was joking.
Motion say?
Here you go. And Rich is
Yeah.
gonna
Got a
attest.
pen there?
Okay, hold on.
Did you
You
make
can
a
have mine.
motion?
Yeah, we already, I thought we did.
Yeah, we had
Right
this,
into discussion
Did we-
and vote. Yeah, would you mind doing the motion again?
Well, let's do the motion again. Okay, let's let Victoria make the
To
motion.
adjourn?
No, no.
Or to,
We didn't,
we made the
one?
motion and the vote.
we need to,
Oh, I move to accept the,
So I don't think it's on there, can I make?
it's not on
can I
there,
make a
that's,
suggestion?
yeah, go ahead.
So a motion to accept the management agreement, for a term of 5 years, beginning on October 1st, 2026,
Yeah, probably that.
and expiring on September 30th, 2031.
Do you make that motion that Pamela just said?
I,
Say
Victoria
yes, say
Sigwitz.
yes,
moved to-
yes, that's all you have to do is say
Yes.
yes. Whatever Pamela said is what you said.
I second whatever Pamela said.
No, you first did.
I first said whatever Pamela
Can I
said.
add one other thing?
Yes.
So the starting,
You have a pen? Another
Oh,
pen?
sir, I'm sorry.
yearly
Got
figure of
distracted.
$50,114.
Yes,
Whatever Pamela said,
I,
yes.
first whatever Pamela said.
Sue, would you like to second?
Second.
Okay. Then I will call for the vote. Sue,
Yes.
Rich.
Yes.
Me is a yes.
Yes.
Okay, we are going to be well taken care of for the next 5 years. I just love it. Okay. Okay, now hold on a minute. Now hold on a minute. We're not quite there yet. Okay, so the next item on our agenda is to talk about the next quarterly meeting. It's already scheduled. It's September 29th. You want to write it down on your, yeah. And at that time, items for future agenda, there'll be, we're going to be discussing on September 29th, and I want y'all to be prepared, is whether or not to continue this quarterly meeting schedule. No comments, I'm not even going to comment, but be prepared to bring your pros and cons. And Sue, I think you said you might have an item for a future agenda. Do you have anything? I can't remember exactly what it was, but you were going to write it down.
Yes, about vacancies incorporated into renovation projects.
Okay, so we'll discuss that then, okay? Let me put vacancies.
Are incorporated into renovation projects. Let's discuss that further.
Okay. Okay, I've got it on my list.
Can I ask for just, is there any information that you need us to bring so that we can have an informed discussion on that, or is there?
Just to understand how they
Ju-
got linked with each other in the first place, or?
Just to help her understand, just to help the board understand.
Right.
The whatever. Okay. The next thing, oh, Rich, do you have any items for future agenda?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I've got a list. So one item is we, now that we're through this period of, we've had a little over a year of not being able really to meet, our two subcommittees to meet. We now have 4 people, and we are ready to then reactivate the finance subcommittee, which we're required according to our bylaws to have, and reactivate the policy subcommittee. So Rich and I were doing both of those jobs. Rich would love to step back. I'm begging him to stay for a while, but do you want to, do you feel able to step back into working on policies because you're real good at it? And working on the finance subcommittee, you're real good at it. And then Victoria seems to be very,
Policy.
And I'm a
Policies?
policy, that's what I'm interested in.
okay, so,
Fight you.
okay. So the rules for subcommittees are
Rock, paper, scissors.
we cannot have more than 2 people on a subcommittee, or then we have to comply with open meeting law. And I can promise you, Nick doesn't want to sit through 2 hours of going back and forth with three people on a board. So we're limited, a subcommittee is limited to 2 people on a board, all right? I would like to be a member of both of these subcommittees, at least for a time, Sue. You have a situation to conclude, and then you need to start getting on subcommittees, right? Okay,
Is it possible to shadow you all?
no.
The subcommittee
No.
process?
No.
Just
You,
to get to know it?
okay, so if Rich agrees, because he's real good at policies, I'm
Just
telling
gonna step down if you can, if you get 2 other people.
to get Victoria, okay.
Sure.
So
But I
you're
don't know
okay
what-
with Victoria, but
No.
will you remain on the, let her get her feet wet with policy,
Exactly.
and then you stay on subcommittee finance until Sue's ready, and then Sue can blast forward,
Okay,
okay?
fine,
Does
fine.
that sound fair?
Yep.
Are we gonna add to the agenda also that we wanna continue to look for more people, now that we have
Oh, okay,
found
that is a
Victoria?
good point. We still
We
need,
want to
should.
continue.
we
I mean,
actually need,
At least-
because you've said you'd like to step down, Rich would like to step down, we need 2 more people. So, that is on the agenda too.
Yep.
We actually need 2 more board members. So we'll discuss that in September. Okay, the other thing is that we need to be prepared to activate a bylaws subcommittee. Rich and I already determined our bylaws when we were working on it
We were, yeah.
year and a half, 2 years ago. Our bylaws are horribly out of date, like almost every other housing authority in the state. And I'll be going to a Mass Narrow offering on July 30th that addresses the bylaws issue. So we need to talk about activating a bylaw subcommittee, but we can do that in September. Another thing is our Hadley Housing Authority website. We need to maybe look at that. So if you could all,
That's actually been revamped. I'm just waiting for him to hit go.
really?
Yes.
That's great. Okay. We could, let's talk about the website then. It'll be, you'll press go. Okay. So let's celebrate that in September. Okay. Oh my golly. I think that's it for my future agenda items. All right. Does anybody have anything else? Nothing else? Well then, can I get a motion to adjourn?
She can make the motion again?
Just say, I move that we adjourn.
I move
That's
to
all.
adjourn the quarterly meeting at, is that clock accurate?
Yeah,
At 12:38 p.m.
there you go. 12:38 p.m. Wonderful. And for adjournments, we don't need seconds. Is everyone